From the biggest moments.
Can you believe it?
To gold medal championships.
Sidney Crosby, the golden goal!
It's your update on Canada's game. You're listening to the True North Ice podcast with Jacob Ewing and Caleb Schneider.
Welcome to the True North Ice podcast, where we talk all things Hockey Canada and everything Canadian hockey related. As always, we're your hosts. My name is Jacob Ewing, joined alongside Caleb Schneider. Caleb, how are we doing today?
You know what? It's been today's Saturday. Friday night was a tough day for the NHL games. Really battled my fandom, so I'm not doing great. I was on a good streak on the Tim's picks recently, and you know, I had 5 in a row, and I needed Nathan MacKinnon, Nikolai Ehlers, or and Ryan Strome to score. And you would have thought Nathan MacKinnon would score on the Chicago Blackhawks. Of course he doesn't. He puts up 3 points, so 3 assists.
Oh, wow.
And basically all the big boys except him score. So that was tough. And then it was really battle. It came down to Ryan Strome at the end. That was the last game of the night. And it really battled my fandom because, you know, it's hard because you want the Flames to win, but you also need them to lose for tanking reasons. But you also need Ryan Strome to score. And I don't know if you saw the hit, but AJ Greer hit Connor Zary, which... gosh, that's really bad. Connor Zary's been hurt enough. He hits him, and we get a 7-minute power play at the end of the game. Ryan Strome is on power play too.
7-minute power play?
Yeah, we had 7 minutes.
How does this add up?
So it was a 5. It was a 5 and then a cross check.
All right.
So 7. And Ryan Strome's on power play too, and it just didn't convert. It was Matt Coronado and I forget the other guy that scored, but it was rough. Morgan Frost.
Joe Farabee.
I think Farabee scored earlier.
Victor Olofsson
was earlier. But it was rough. It was a dagger. I thought it was going to be heading into Saturday with 6 in a row. One more to get the free coffee for a week, but just couldn't get it done. But how about you? Big game for the Sens tonight. Obviously, this will be out after the game, but
yes,
season's
on
the line.
It's a great night for just NHL fans.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this Eastern Conference wildcard race, which has just been, you know, all horses going all the time for the past couple of weeks. Like it's obviously not getting to the climax yet, but it's getting there for sure. And tonight there's a big slate of games going on. We were just talking about it. Listen to this. We have, obviously, as you mentioned, it'll be over tonight, but just this Saturday night, like the NHL schedule makers, I know it was before the season, but give yourself a pat on the back.
Well, I think it helps that every team is mediocre on the east side.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is they didn't know that going into it.
I know, but...
They cooked this up on a Saturday night, almost a year ago, maybe?
Well, how many teams are playing? Usually they have 14, 15 games.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the rivals. Like that Boston-Detroit game, man,
just like
that's huge. I think that's the biggest game of the night, I feel.
Yeah. The Habs Red Wings game on Thursday felt like the biggest one, and now once again Red Wings are in it again.
Well, those 3 teams are in the exact same spot, pretty much. They're all hovering around that 84-point marker. So, and then you obviously got Sens Leafs, big game for the Sens. They need a win to stay in the race. You got Habs and Islanders. The Islanders are now, I believe, in a spot in the Metro Division, top 3.
I think they just got
third spot.
I think they just got knocked out.
Last
Columbus.
night. Okay.
I think Columbus jumped into that 3rd spot, and Islanders are out
with the win last. They didn't play last night.
No, the Jackets.
Oh, you're right.
I think the Jackets
That's
have
the
been
team
out.
I'm thinking about, yes.
And that's
I knew it was one of the teams.
Yeah. Did you bring up the Jackets coach for the Coach of the Year?
Rick Bowness.
Rick Bowness.
Is he eligible for Coach of the Year?
Well, that was a thing.
I think he's only played around 20 games.
Nah, it's been more like...
You think so?
It's probably been like 50 games.
Oh, I don't know if it's been that much. Maybe games. 30.
Maybe it's like he'll get 60 out of... I don't know. But I think that would have been one we should have brought up. I think it would be an interesting conversation. I wouldn't have had him just because he wasn't around enough, but the way they turned around there at the bottom of the Metro when he got hired, it's an interesting.
I just think it might come down to how many games he's played. He's only, as of March 20th, 2026, Rick Bowness has only coached 23 games.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, see, I knew it wasn't that much. Yeah,
got my time.
He was hired January 12th. Obviously, the Olympic break.
Oh, really?
So,
yeah. Okay.
I don't think he's eligible. So.
No, well. I think anybody's eligible. I just think you won't get it because he hasn't been around enough.
Yeah,
but that's interesting. It's an interesting way to think about it. But yeah, times are great in the NHL. PWHL doesn't really have much going on this weekend. Montreal Ottawa is on Sunday, but then the 2 games today on Saturday is Minnesota Vancouver, Seattle Boston. Like two bottom feeders and two top of the pack.
That's literally exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's rough, but no, we're buzzing. We got an interesting episode today. We've basically talking about anything news related. We forgot we were going to mention Doug Armstrong announced that he won't be the GM for the 2028 World Cup and probably, I'm assuming, 2030 Olympics as well for Team Canada. We'll get to that. World Cup locations for 2028 were dropped a few days ago as well.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. I teased my PWHL list to up the scoring last episode. I said we'd do it, and then we just ended the episode right after we were done our picks. So I have that as well that we'll do, but just kind of bouncing around. There's a lot of news, a lot of NHL talk, a lot of PWHL talk. We're wrapping up the season, and there's also junior tournaments are going on right now, or next week.
Getting there, yeah.
Pretty close.
They're almost here for sure. Yeah, let's start with this. Let's start with the GM talk.
Yeah.
So Doug Armstrong steps down after serving for pretty much the last decade of the Canadians men's national team. The thing about it, though, there's still a lot of strong options to go here. Obviously, I'm thinking, do you want me to just throw one out here, or do you want to? Okay,
Go for it.
Listen, we need a general manager, right? How about the guy who's won 3 straight general managers of the year, Jim Nill of the Dallas Stars?
Oh, okay. I would have went a different way. Was he on the staff this past year?
Just looking.
I don't think he was.
He's been on Team Canada before. He was the GM of the team during the 2015 World Championship.
Okay.
He was the associate GM at the Four Nations and the assistant GM at the Olympics. There you go.
So he was.
There
okay.
you go.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick. I mean, I think it's probably going to come down to who is the most active within all those people behind Doug Armstrong.
I mean, how many assistant GMs was there? That's the
there's
thing.
a lot. Well, yeah. I mean, you could go any way, and we won't know who is the most active. I don't know who would be the second kind of guy there. But it's interesting, and people are throwing out names to, like, players. Obviously, you saw Wayne Gretzky in 2002 do it.
Oh, God.
I think the most intriguing name that was not on the staff, or he could have been on the staff, but I could be wrong. But I think the most intriguing name for me, an ex-player, a prominent player who's now a GM or used to be a GM, now is an exec on the NHL team. I'd go Joe Sakic.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, he's got the cup with the GM as a GM with the Avalanche. Now he's the president, not exec, but of the Avalanche. I think I'd go there. I think that'd be the most interesting.
What do you think he brings to this team? What do you think he brings to Team Canada that these other guys don't?
I mean, none of them don't. I think everyone brings the same kind of thing. I think the one thing Joe Sakic has is that.
So what's the standout?
The standout is that he's played, and he's played for Team Canada, and obviously Hockey Canada likes that. You've seen Wayne Gretzky, you've seen other players kind of be that, fill in and do that GM spot. And really, I do wonder if you are surrounded with a bunch of, like, there's a lot of factors. You have your head coach, you have other GMs and execs on that management squad picking the team. Really, I think it's not really a one guy kind of thing, but I think if he gets the final pick and he is the main GM, sets everything up, I don't think it's a bad thing. And I mean, he's been around, he's been in the front office for a while, and he's been a big prominent player
now,
for Hockey Canada.
Was he an assistant GM at this Olympics
I don't know.
or Four Nations?
I honestly don't know.
I don't know if he was.
That's like, I could care less. The only one I know about is Kyle Dubas. I feel like I've seen him the most.
Yeah.
I think he's had the most screen time behind Doug Armstrong in that Olympics.
Do you think that was just because, like, his name's been out there for so long? Obviously,
Well, I
the
wonder
GM
if
of
he's-
the Toronto Maple Leafs at such a young age.
I think he's actually smart.
Okay.
I think he probably. My guess is that he was a prominent voice.
Manson.
I think he's a prominent voice in those rooms making these decisions. I wonder, and I will never know if he's smart or not, but I think the way he's moved around the league, and it's tough because it's not really been backed up with the Leafs. They haven't really won anything, and then Penguins, we really don't know where they're going. But I think personally he's smart, and that's the reason why he's still around in the NHL. And I think there's a reason why he was on that GM squad earlier for the Olympics and the Four Nations. So,
well, Brock Sport Management alumni. There you go.
There you go.
That's what they do over there at Brock. They teach up the newcomers of the GM world. Yeah. He was the director of player personnel at the for Team Canada, the Four Nations face-off, and the Olympics. And he was also maybe something that puts him over the edge. He was the GM of Team Canada this last year's 2025 World Championship.
Right. He's been around that for a while. Here's a question. So obviously I just brought up Joe Sakic. We don't know what Sidney Crosby is going to be doing. He'll probably still be playing in 2028. But we look at the 2030 Olympic roster.
Yes.
He's not going to make it. People are throwing out his name. What is your thoughts if he was the GM of the 2030 Olympic roster?
Well, I don't know. I think it'd be too quick of a turnaround because I don't think he's gonna lace them up and call it a career into maybe another 2 years minimum. I think that's too quick of a turnaround to become the GM of Team Canada at the 2030 Olympics.
For perspective here, so Gretzky was the GM in 2002. He retired in 1998. So that's 4 years.
That is, I guess so.
But still, Crosby, obviously, if he retires in 2 years, which he's 38 right now.
Make it happen.
Yeah, I think he could.
Bring him aboard. Bring him aboard for sure.
If he it's all if he wants to. But I think it's pretty much a guarantee if he wants to in 6 years from now or whatever to do the next World Cup in 2032 or something like that.
Yeah,
I think he would for sure be in the forefront and definitely a front runner.
Now, do you think that he would just bypass a lot of these big name GMs just because he's Sidney Crosby?
I think so. I really think so. The fact that he's played on two big the Gretzky factor is very interesting because he's the greatest player and he just was given a GM role like that, or he's a top dog, right? I think they really factor in player experience, and I think that's a big factor. And once you have one of the best players ever in this generation, the best player in this generation, I think you got to take him on. And he's just leaving the game. He obviously knows what's going on the ice still. It's not like he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Nothing's changing from 2 years from leaving the ice to getting an exec role.
Just I don't know. I get what you mean. Listen, I think Sidney Crosby, obviously, he's maybe the smartest player of our generation, too. Mm-hmm. But, do you a factor of just becoming a GM for the sake of it, just because you're a great player? Obviously, you know the game better than any GM, but can you do a better job than other GMs? Because there's more than just, having knowledge of playing the game.
Well,
it's a tough line to go either way. Obviously, Sid has the extreme knowledge of every little bits and pieces and element of the game, and obviously that also goes to construct when you're making a roster. But you get what I'm trying to say?
I see what you're saying, but I think that I think he would be able to do it. I think he's smart enough, articulate enough.
For 20 years.
Sure, but I think he's smart enough and articulate enough, and I think he has a bigger knowledge of the game, even off the ice, than some of these GMs do. I really do. I think he's played. He's playing hockey his whole life, right? I know all these GMs have been around hockey for a long time and probably their whole life as well, but I think playing is a big factor, and just recently leaving the game, I think really does give Canada an edge. But I'm going to put out another thing here: is if you're already surrounded 5 people, I think it's not I don't think it's a super hard job to pick these players. I think it's going to come down to 3 or 4 players at the end, and I really think most GMs would be able to decide. I think almost a lot of people could. You look at any broad, normal, casual, not a casual fan, but somebody that's been around hockey and watching hockey, I think they could do a darn close job to what these GMs could do. So I really don't think that Crosby would ever be at a disadvantage compared to other people, because it's just it's not a super hard task.
All right, yeah.
I know there's a lot of other things that go around it than just choosing a roster, but there's a lot of other decisions made, but I really think he would be fine.
All right, here's some other options other than Jim Nill. You got Julien Brisebois, the general manager of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yep.
You got Kyle Dubas, obviously.
Yep.
Could be an option. The last GM of the World Championship. And you got Kelly McCrimmon of the Vegas Golden Knights. Talk about a guy who's been on his A game. He was around there too.
I think, all those guys were on the staff, I believe, for the 2030 Olympics, and probably were all in those made those decisions, or help make those roster decisions.
Yeah.
I don't mind any of them. I think, like I said, I think almost all of those guys are going to pretty much create the same roster and create the same kind of environment. So I really think it's up to Hockey Canada and who do they want to put the forefront, which really I don't think any of them care.
Don Sweeney.
It's possible.
I believe it looks like it says Armstrong chose Sweeney as Canada's Four Nations GM. Was he the GM at the Four Nations Face-Off, Don Sweeney?
I don't know.
I think he was.
Okay. I mean, you can go a lot of other ways. Another one. Geez, I'm spitting on my own words here. Another one that was thrown out was Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens. He was not on the staff in the past 2 years, but you look at the team he's built and the track record now. I think it's another option. I don't think he'll get it, but it's another option out there. Canadian market.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
I throw him on the staff. I think if he wants to do it, I think he would have a position in 2 years from now.
Yeah.
So,
what would be the outrage in the country if Brad Treliving was named GM of Team Canada?
I think that'd be awesome. Outrage though would be pretty high because he's destroyed one team and basically buried the other team, which wasn't really his fault, but he was a factor bearing it. So
okay, which one is which? Who did he bury? Who did he destroy?
Well, he buried the Leafs and he destroyed the Flames.
The Flames, yeah.
Which, granted, I think it's harder on the Flames because it wasn't really his decision to do what he had to do.
It's like 0 for 2 in franchises.
Well, I feel bad. I think he had a lot of runway with the Leafs. I think he could make a lot of decisions. On the Flames, the owner really stepped in. He was working with the owner for some of these decisions. Obviously, I wonder if I think he would have been smart enough. He's a great drafter. He's got a great staff at both. Especially the Flames, he had a great staff. But obviously, his track record with drafting was really good with the Flames. The Flames still have a great draft record right now, but I think he's a good drafter. I think just the actual NHL team and the construction and those trades and free agency, it's tough because the owner really had a big foot, and I think he honestly probably would have rebuilt. Leaves the other fact. You've got a bunch of fans, second biggest fan base in the league. It's harder, but I think you should have rebuilt.
Probably the most criticism fan base in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
In the league.
Yeah.
He's got one more year in his contract. You see the Leafs renewing that, or
no? I think he's done.
Okay.
I think he's done after this year.
Okay.
Which is stupid. They should have fired him. They should have fired him in the middle of the season and let somebody else do the rebuild.
How long has he been with the team now?
2 years.
2 years. He did have a
2 years or 3 years?
decent roster when he did join in May 2023.
Well, I think he's just handcuffed with all those contracts and rosters. You have 5 guys making.
I guess so, but the thing is, one's gone now, and one's aged. John Tavares.
Yeah.
Austin Matthews has fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, you signed Matthew Nyes.
Well, I think he's a good player. I really like Matthew Nyes. I think he's a great complimentary piece, he
came in also with nothing in the prospect system, no picks, no prospects whatsoever, right? You had Easton Cowan and I guess you would have had Matthew Nyes in your prospect system by the time he came in, but
wasn't terrible, not much depth, but not much no high-end prospects as well. But that's to go talk about that, though. That's the Mitch Marner. That's the Austin Matthews. That's all those guys that you drafted almost a decade ago now.
Yeah. I wonder what it'd look like if you had a clean slate and kind of, which, I mean, he's trying to get at right now, but still, they're still missing a lot of pieces and prospects and picks right now.
That's all it's all about. That's what a rebuild's, right?
Yeah, I know. I would just be curious, what would it be like if he just came in right now and blew it all up, and what would it look like? And he had the green light to get rid of John Tavares, try and ship out Morgan Riley if you can possibly do that. Even, I know Matthew Nyes' name was thrown out. I think he'd be a piece to hold on, but you could get rid of him too and just completely tear to the studs. But I don't know. I don't know if MLSE would go for that.
I don't think they would.
No, that's why they're kind of screwed.
They're so used to winning by now too, and they have that. Especially if you think about on a company wise, right? The MLSE is have made so much money over the past decade because the team's been so good that the company is running off of the revenue of expecting how much they make due to everything that goes with a winning team. And so all of a sudden you go to rebuild and the revenue drops.
Yeah,
the company's going to shift.
Yeah.
So
I think it's tough because you don't have the picks for the Leafs. You don't have the picks. But I do wonder, would they... I think MLSE, they did it 10 years ago. Would they be willing... They're taking a hit now. Like, they're not selling out every game anymore.
No.
But I wonder if they'd take a hit for a year and get a good pick.
Is that enough, though? It's 1 year. If the Leafs even get a pick this year, top 5.
I don't think it's enough. Not this year. I don't think there's. I don't see it this year, but like, and it's tough because you had Mitch Marner the year before, Matthews, and you had Nylander as well. You had those, and then you pick first overall, and then they all come up in that 2016 year. I'm pretty sure they would have sold out when those 3 guys were rookies. I think they would have sold out every game because they're good. But these guys were also popping off in their 18, 19, 20 years old.
They made the playoffs. Austin Matthews first year in the league, no?
Yeah, they did.
So
they lost to the Caps. Where did they?
They did.
I think they did.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so it might be 2 years, might be 3 years, but I don't know what they're gonna do. They're not gonna be competitive or win.
They have to retool for sure.
Yeah, but I just don't see it. I think they have to be uncompetitive for 2 years and try and get as much as you can.
Yeah, they can't. There's no team that can sustain being competitive for every single year.
Now, it would be an interesting conversation, though, if you just said Nylander, Marner, Matthews all came up. If you could trade Matthews, he's only got a few years left, you get a couple first-round picks. Mm-hmm. It's just tough. They're going to be 15 to 32. They're not going to be great picks. You hit on one of those guys, you get a first overall or a top 5 pick, and he's a generational player. Now you've got 2. Find somebody.
Let's not say generational.
No, you don't know. In 2 years from now, you don't know. If they're bad in 2 years from now, we don't know who it's going to be.
Generational is a hard.
I don't know anybody.
Use.
Generational, like top 5 player in the league, like Austin Matthews. If you get that again, and you have another piece, if you just got to kind of get lucky. But if you trade those guys and you get a good chunk of pieces, you use those picks to move up, I think you could do it in 1 year because Nylander and Matthews would get the assets. I think you just have to make sure you have you need to have your first round pick and really be bad. And I think they could do it.
So wait, you're saying trade away Austin Matthews
and William Nylander
to a team that will give you a couple first-round picks and whatever else, high-end prospects.
Yes.
So you're banking on that this team.
I'm banking on. I think they could
you a high-end first-round pick.
Yeah.
Even though they're trading for Austin Matthews.
I think you could get. I'm not saying I'm not saying Matthews is going to get a first-round pick. I'm saying the Leafs could be bad enough to get their own first-round pick to be first overall or top 5, and they get a generational, but like a. That could be, yeah.
What are the chances that happens, though? You know what?
I think you've got to take the swing.
But is one prospect enough, plus whatever you get in a mid to late rounders in a Matthews or a Nylander trade, to turn it around? Because we both know that the draft capital that the Leafs have right now isn't the best.
Yeah, I know. Like, okay, let's play the game here. This is a Leafs podcast right now. Shout out 3 and 6. How many first round picks would you be able to get for Austin Matthews? And is there, just answer me that.
Okay.
Forget prospects, just picks right now.
Just picks?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. I feel like it would depend on.
Is it 3?
Maybe
3 and then a prospect.
I mean, if we're not considering prospects, I would even consider potentially 4. I guess it would be where the market's at, right? True.
I think if you could get 3, and then a ready to play middle sixer prospect, and that would be a middle sixer in 3 or 4 years. I think you could get that for Austin Matthews. Nylander's obviously not going to be the same, but you'd still be able to get a couple firsts. You take those, now you have 6 plus a couple prospects, plus maybe you get a couple seconds or third. You have John Tavares. You have other pieces you can move for not as good picks, but you're getting quantity. You're getting quantity picks. You're getting a lot of picks in your system. Now you could use your crappy team, get the first top 5 pick in one of those years, and hopefully you got to hit. Like you got to be a good drafting team. And then you use some of that. You can move up. Can you find a top 10 pick? Can you just move up in the draft? Can you do that? And then you might be set. I think you could do it. And then you still have the captain, Matthew Nyes, and you're just banking that you can fill it all in together with other picks. I think it's possible. In 1 year,
Well,
I think
and
you
I
could
feel like-
completely do it. NHL franchise mode.
NHL franchise.
I think you
mode.
could
This
do
is
it.
what
You're banking on the 2028 draft.
This is what we're banking on.
Yeah.
NHL franchise mode.
We're banking on the
For
2028
the
draft.
Toronto Maple Leafs to turn it around. They are, oh gosh, yeah, they've fallen off a cliff. I'm just looking at their expected goals against or expected goal differential. And
I think the
obviously,
hardest part would be finding a goalie.
obviously we know that they kind of hovered around mid for the start of the season and dropped off. They're now mid-March, obviously, a negative 19 in expected goal differential. And it has not been very good for Leafs Nation.
I think you could do it in 1 year. I don't think that's the way they should do it, but I think you could.
I think if there's any team to do it, it'd be
it'd
be the
be
Toronto
the
Maple
Leafs
Leafs.
with those
Yeah.
assets.
They also, the thing is, like, they have so many pieces. Like the fact, like, Austin Matthews and William
I
Nylander.
don't think they have many pieces.
No, but what I meant by that was Austin Matthews and William Nylander are two massive pieces.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. They have two big elite pieces, and it's hard to get rid of those guys. I get you just did with Marner, but they've been the faces of
Marner's
the
different.
franchise for so long now. And it's,
if they want out, it's easier.
if they want to,
You just got to make sure it's not super public.
Okay.
Like I think William Nylander for sure. I think he would be fine going to a
He
different
would be
team.
fine,
I
yes.
think knowing him and his personality, I think that's pretty
He
simple.
wants to win. He likes to win.
Now Matthews is a different conversation because not many people know him well enough, and obviously there's some people out there. It wouldn't shock me if he says no. Let's run it. I'll stick around for 5 or 6 years. If you kind of tear it to the studs, I'll stick around, and then hopefully you'll be good and have a couple cracks at it in 5 or 6 years from now. I could totally see that. And you don't trade him. Even if he says he wants to stick around, you don't trade him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a franchise icon.
He's also the captain. I feel like that was a big part of it, right? The fact that they gave him you think the fact they gave him the C 3 years ago, giving it away from John Tavares, which typically you don't see in a franchise, like the player that sticks around,
you
and
only
you just
see it
kind
a
of
few-
trade the captaincy. You see if
few
a
times
player
in a couple
leaves, right?
decades,
Yeah. Do you think they did that, maybe gearing up for the potential that this could happen? And because that definitely sways the decision of Austin Matthews that he wears the captaincy because he feels valued from the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I don't think they gave him the captaincy just so he doesn't leave.
No, but do you think it was a factor at all? I think it potentially maybe played a factor.
No, I don't think so. I think they thought he was a better leader, or I think they wanted him to be the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yes.
I think that was the main reason.
Okay.
And if they're gonna win, it's because
That was definitely the main
If they're
reason,
gonna win
yeah.
a Stanley Cup, it's because of Austin Matthews.
Yes. No, that's definitely the main reason. But
I don't think it's a
I'm
factor.
just-
I don't think it was in the back of their
I'm
head.
just thinking, that's a smart general manager move. You know, you have this guy locked up. John Tavares is
I don't
only
think it's
getting older and
general-
older.
I don't think it's a general manager move.
I mean, I think
I think it comes down to personnel, coaching. Like it comes down to, I think the players would probably be able to say something if they disagreed.
okay.
I don't think it's just a GM move. Okay. So I think the coach would have more of a say than the GM. Is that crazy to say?
No, it's not. He's more connects with the players.
Yeah. I don't disagree though that it is a factor of him moving to C. It might be harder, but I don't think they ever thought about that when they gave it to him.
Okay.
But if he wants out, I think if he would like to win a cup somewhere else, I think you could do it in 1 year. That was my kind of main point. I don't think it. I think it would be easier if you did it in 2 or 3 years, but I don't know. Like we said, I don't know if the fan base MLS would do it.
Oh, I don't know. Like this decor looks pretty brutal.
Yeah, I know.
I know we talked a lot about the forward core and the stars they have there, but like Morgan Riley's entering that stage of his career where he cannot be a number one defenseman at all.
Well, yeah, that's what
on a winning team. OEL is old, and then like you have like
Well, yeah, these guys are all gone.
yeah, but
these
the
guys are
thing
all
is you
gone.
can't do that in a year. I don't think you could change around and make a competitive decor in a year.
I don't know. They've had some pretty crummy. That first year, what was the Leafs roster? I could pull it up. Like, I think they had some like, was Dion Phaneuf still on that team? Like, Dion Phaneuf at the tail end of his career was pretty rough. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, let's see here. Oh, no, he would have left by then, frick.
He was gone. He went to Ottawa.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find a way to... I'll just pull up. Let me pull up their roster from the 2016-17 season and see who they had. Because, like, they had, from my memory, they had some crummy players still on that team. Like, here we go. Like, you still have Roman Polak playing 75 games. You have, like, that's a big one. Matt Martin was on that team. Martin Marinson played 25 games. Like, there's crummy players on that team, but they still made the playoffs because these guys they moved the needle enough from the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jake Gardner's on the team playing 82 games.
Jake Gardner.
32 points. Like, he probably still was a decent defenseman at the time, but
Yeah.
yeah. Holy frick. Freddie Anderson played 66 games that year. Dang. I think a big factor is because they had a good goalie. 918, 267 goals against average. He played 66 games and they still had four goalies play. That's insane. That's insane.
They couldn't find a backup, man. That is pretty
That's
insane.
rough.
Oh my gosh. That is 14 games that they couldn't find a stable goaltender to play.
Oh, well. That's Leafs talk, Leaf
Oh.
segment of the podcast.
Okay, wait. Another question
Yeah.
for you. The Atlantic, I think, also plays a factor because there's a lot of teams on the uprise right now. I think the Sabres, I think the Red Wings, the Sens, the Habs, and then the Lightning will always be there. Florida could have a rebound, and Boston's the only other team. There's a lot of good teams in the Atlantic for the next maybe 5 years.
Are they good, though, or are they all kind of in the middle of a pack?
Well,
all the same kind of roster,
I
mediocre.
think relatively to the league, they're good teams. And I think they're hard to compete against if you're the Leafs. Like, it's a very competitive time to make a. And if you're saying a 1 year turnaround, what if the Leafs took their time, maybe
Well,
waited
yeah,
out,
I would say.
and then pushed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you got to wait. Like, you got to choose a year, and I think it's gonna be. I would think it's gonna be 2028 is the year you kind of, or the 27-28 years heading into the 2028 draft. I think that's when you do it. But like, it's just hard. You can't, like, if we're saying in our fantasy world that MLSE and the fan base would not like it if they tanked for 2 years, 3 years, then it doesn't really matter. But
I think they got attacked.
I think some of these teams will
Ethically.
drop out. I think the Boston Bruins will be,
I think they will slowly but surely whittle away.
yeah.
But I don't know about any other teams. And maybe like Tampa Bay and Florida have been good for so long.
I think
What's the
Boston's on the way
longevity
out.
about
I would think Florida could be around for a while. It depends.
You
what
think they're going to bounce back well?
I think just the way they've operated, they've had for the past like 5 or 6 years, most of their core has been 30 years old. It feels like
It's a write-off.
a lot of these guys
This season's
are
a write-off, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are coming in from free agency, not the draft, free agency and trades. They've been doing that for 5 years now, 6 years. I could see them just continue to operate like that and just stay competitive. Tampa Bay, it really depends on Nikita Kucherov, what
Yes.
he's looking at. Like, he's still got a good chunk
Doesn't
of his
look like he's
career
going to
left.
drop off, man.
No.
He's been so good for so long now.
They got to, I think Tampa would be around for a while.
Maybe it does also come down to Andrei Vasilevsky. Like, he's playing very exceptional right now, obviously with the Vezina conversation. But without him, because he's been the backstopper,
Yeah.
because of course Nikita Kucherov's going to put up the points and he runs the offense. But Vasilevsky has backstopped one Conn Smythe for a couple cup runs now. And
I think he could stick around, and I feel like the Lightning. I really wonder how hard it is to find another goalie after that, and I think he's still got a few years.
I think he does too.
If he's got, like, hypothetically, if he's got 4 years, let's say he's got 4 years of being, sure, he's going to drop off a little bit, but he's still going to be a very good and competitive goalie in NHL. If you say 4 years, like, after that, Kucherov's not going to be at 120 points. Braden Point and Jake Gensel aren't going to be at the top of their game by then, no? I mean, Braden Point could be, but Victor Hedman will be retired by then.
Yeah, hopefully.
You've got Darren Radish as your defenseman number 1 at that point. I think
Vasilevsky's only 31 years old, by the way, so he still has a
so
lot
if he's
of
got
time.
4, it's 35 years of age.
And you see goalies like now, like Bobrovsky, 37, still chugging along.
Yeah. I don't know what the Lightning will do, but it's interesting. But yeah, I mean that is a good point at the Atlantic. They're all kind of good, but I don't know what they'll do.
It's just a very hard time to buy into the market. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to do it sometime.
You do. You can't
right
wait
now,
around,
like what you just said, all these teams are good now. This Leafs core is not going to be good next year.
No.
With these teams, just hypothetically, if these teams are getting better,
Yeah.
so you got to tear it to the studs and get these pieces.
That was my point. Yeah, you gotta.
But
it's a hard time
it doesn't
to buy
really
in.
matter. Yeah, you're not buying. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. But I think they need a new GM. Obviously, the
That's
coach.
where it starts. New general manager.
I think the coach is gone.
Yes.
The president, Keith Pelley.
Okay, here's another question then. They've gone with some GMs in the past. You know, you go, well, you had Kyle Dubas, I guess, for a while. Younger guy. Brad Treliving, give him a try. He doesn't work. Do you see a potential older GM who has this, like, a bunch of experience to kind of take on this, you know, this big mega horse of the Toronto Maple Leafs, or maybe another younger guy like Kyle Dubas?
I think it would be. Well, I think they should go with someone like Kyle Dubas who hasn't been in the league.
Okay.
Give them a shot. It's just hard. You don't know what they're gonna do.
It's unpredictable.
But any GM with a good track record isn't available, right? That's the thing. Brad Treliving was available because he hasn't really had a great track record.
Yeah.
The Flames missed out in the playoffs that year. Jonathan Huberdeau turns into a bust. Like, not a good track record. I mean, he made some crazy trades and he's got a good drafting career, but he's available because he hasn't won anything and he doesn't have a good track record. Doug Armstrong, though, will be available this offseason.
Maybe I could see it.
Yeah.
But doesn't Brad still have a year in his contract?
When you fire, it doesn't matter.
You just fire him?
Oh, yeah, they don't care. They'll fire anybody. They're rich.
True.
I think they would fire him in a heartbeat if Doug Armstrong would be interested.
Do you think you'd be interested?
Maybe. He's Canadian. I think he's from Ontario. I don't know if he's from Toronto. Possibly. So I think they would go for that. But I'm skeptical of Doug Armstrong. I wonder how much of that 2019 run
helped his career.
Well, yeah, for sure it did. But how much Ryan O'Reilly trade was massive. It's a big piece. But you get Jordan Binnington on a Cinderella run. And then the team just clutches up. Like that Ryan O'Reilly trade gave him everything. Saved his job, I think. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting, and I wonder if he's actually a good GM or if he just got lucky with a fluke.
Lucky once.
It's always a good conversation.
It is interesting.
It's hard. I always struggle with judging GMs because I wonder how much, if you were to play the stat or play the whatever percentages of how much a GM actually affects a team winning, to me, I don't think it's very high.
Okay.
I think it comes more from the players stepping up. Still, you got to find the players and put them in the right spot, but it's tough.
Yeah,
I think the players really carried him through that.
True. I mean, the players stepping up, but the players get on the team due to the GM.
Yeah, it's true. I wonder how long he's been around, but how old were all these players on that team? Let's see, 2019. Oh, it doesn't say age on HockeyDB. Oh, it does. Yeah, okay, they're pretty young. Ryan O'Reilly's 27, Tarasenko's 26, Shen is 27, Perron's 30, Bozak 32, Trangelo 28. So they're all kind of in a good, decent spot in the prime.
Yeah.
Robert Thomas is around that year. That was his rookie year.
Oh, what a cup in his rookie year.
Yeah. Ivan Barbashev was around still. I think that was his second year in the league. Did Jordan Kyrou play? Jordan Kyrou did not play in the playoffs, but he played 16 games. So, they had a good mesh. I think they had a good course. I mean, sure, he probably built a good chunk of that, but yeah. Vince Dunn was around. He's young. So, I don't know. It's an interesting thought. Do you want to do, okay. That was basically Doug Armstrong, Canada GM. We didn't even get to World Cup locations. Do you want to do that now?
Oh, the World Cup.
Yeah, we were supposed to do.
Yes,
we
I
were supposed to
forgot
do
about this
Doug Armstrong and then
conversation.
World Cup, and then we just did a dive into Leafs and then dive into a whole bunch of other teams. So let's.
Majority Leafs though. We kind of kept going back to the Leafs, talking about all.
You brought up Brad Treliving.
I want to talk about him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the Leafs are an interesting story. They're in a very particular situation right now due to the last decade, and obviously the Leafs, some would say, run Canada at times for hockey. Definitely in the news. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do World Cup locations.
All right.
So basically, a few weeks before we find out Gary Bettman is visiting Calgary. Calgary is obviously going to have a new arena for the 27-28 season. They got 50 games left in Scotiabank. We find that out. He's there. So basically, they're rumored to be one of the two locations. Obviously, we knew it was going to be one North American location and one European location. Then we find out, which isn't a surprise. It's not a surprise to me and a lot of fans, but we find out whenever they released it like a week ago, Prague is the European location. They'll have 6 games. And then Calgary will have 6 games in the pool play. And then the semifinals of championship round are in Edmonton. What are your thoughts? Do you think Alberta, do you think the final and those pool play games are all good in Alberta? I think they honestly are.
Yeah, I think they are too. I mean, you're either gonna, if you're gonna play them in Canada, you're either gonna have them in Alberta or you're gonna have them in Ontario, or maybe Quebec. Or maybe Quebec. But
it's just hard because there's no good French Canadians.
I think Alberta is a great location. I think in the past we've seen tournaments go to, obviously, like Toronto is obviously, if you're gonna go in Canada, one location is Toronto, just because that's just where there's so many people there. It's a big metropolitan area for hockey players and stuff like that. But I like it. Do you think, now I'll ask you this, do you think, why not just play all the games in Calgary? Why even have Edmonton if you're only going to play a semifinal and a final?
Well, there's 2 factors. I think the NHL did want to split it into 3. I think it makes sense to move it around, move the money around. Edmonton, obviously, they've had a good organization. They've had a past, Wayne Gretzky. So I think you can't go wrong. And money. I think both those two, Alberta has a lot of money to throw around. Those 2 cities have a lot of money to throw around. I understand why, and money-wise, and it works just because they're both in Alberta.
Yeah, you got 2 hockey franchises out there.
For sure. And the other thing is the Edmonton faithful want to see Connor McDavid actually win something on their home ice, because we know that's not going to happen anymore for Stanley Cup reasons. So it makes sense for him to have a shot at winning in front of the Oilers faithful. You know what I mean? Win a gold medal.
Pretty wild if he lost on home ice. That would be
again. Yeah.
Oh gosh,
that would be rough.
Are we talking? Do you think jerseys are being thrown on the ice if McDavid loses on home ice for Team Canada this time? And
no.
Okay, like Oilers McDavid jerseys thrown on the ice.
That would be crazy.
Would this be the end of his contract too?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. It's pretty close, but I think that's a great thing. Is that'd be very poetic. Or you know what? He's traded. Or listen, he's traded by then, and he comes back and wins. That would be a great storyline. Connor McDavid is a UFA in 2028.
Be a dagger.
When is it's 2020. Oh, yes. So that's the last year of his contract.
That's awesome.
That would be great. There'll be so many storylines that's awesome. Another thing to note, there's 28 cities that bid or put in bids for the location. Was it 20 North American cities did or something? So very, very, very interested, or a lot of cities are interested, especially out in Europe. 8 cities is pretty big. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good way to grow the game, and
good for Prague too. I mean, we saw when the the World Championship went to Czechia a little bit ago, and it was very successful. So
yeah, and the World Juniors they've sold out there too, which is great. It's they've got a lot of fans. We know of that as well. A lot of passionate Czechia fans.
Very
out
passionate.
There.
Yes,
we've seen that in our comments a lot. So I like it. I like that Czechia is hosting it.
They really do show out, especially for like when Czechia, like when the host nation plays in their home country overseas, it's always electric. So I'm very excited to see Czechia actually play.
It'll be great.
Like that will, especially with the NHL players playing against other NHL players, high level talent, like none of this kind of diluted world championship type style.
Yeah.
Like it is going to be electric.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's going to be a road game. Like it's going to be a 20,000 person filled road game for Team Canada or Team USA overseas with the NHL talent.
Well, they're not going to be overseas. Canada and USA will be in North.
They're only playing North America?
I'm pretty sure. There is no way that they'll.
I think it'd be cool.
No, because I think it was guaranteed.
What about the States? What about the States, though?
I think they said it was guaranteed that USA and Canada, Calgary gets a USA-Canada game in the pool play.
Okay.
So I'm very curious what the pools are.
Well, we don't know what the pools look like either, so yeah.
We won't know. We won't know for a while. Obviously, there's some war stuff still going on. I'm pretty sure it's pretty locked up. Russia won't be there. I'm very curious what teams will be playing in Czechia, which 6 teams will be playing in Czechia, and which 6 teams will be in North America. Because you have Germany.
I would like to see them split up Canada and USA, and they should after the Olympics. They should see them based on the Olympics.
No, they need to make Canada, USA need to be in the same pool. They make as much money as possible.
But you don't just bet on them making it to the finals and playing each other.
I think they
to end it all.
Well, they will.
Okay.
I think they reseed, in the semifinals.
Yes, but you don't think you save that big moment for the gold medal game?
Well, you have 2.
I guess
the best 2 teams, it doesn't matter.
I guess so.
If they're the best 2 teams, they're going to meet in the final.
No, I know. But it's just like anticipation. You build this big narrative around the tournament. I like
2 games is much better than 1.
True, but one big game.
They'll make. Think about all the money they'll make.
I don't really care about all the money they'll make.
No, I think it would be better if they played 2. Money aside, I think still it'd be better. I'm very curious because you have Czechia is right beside Germany and Slovakia on the map. So I wonder. I'm assuming those 2 teams will be playing in Czechia, and now we got to figure out the next team.
But like, if you just see the 2 groups based on geography, I just feel like that's anticlimactic, and you're just making.
It doesn't matter. I think they're all going to be good games. Like
listen, they're going to be good games for sure.
I think the top 8 teams will be the top 8 teams in the Olympics, in those quarterfinals, right? So I think geography-wise, it's hard. I think for them it would be very. I think it'd be good. It makes sense if you have those 2 teams because if you have Slovakia and Germany in that pool. It's just now, geography-wise, it's just now you probably are splitting up Sweden and Finland and missing a marquee matchup that way, which is tough. You could have Sweden and Finland all in the USA Canada bracket, but then you're missing one of those teams is going to get knocked out in the first elimination game. It's not. There's no quarterfinals. It's just
I'm still in the train that they should see these exactly how the Olympics finished.
No, they're going to put Canada, USA in the same pool. I don't even think it's a topic. Okay. They're going to do it.
Okay.
And I think it's already guaranteed.
I can see it for sure. And it would make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, like, think about that. And, like, in Canada versus USA, we saw it at the Bell Center in Montreal. Like, that, just the atmosphere was electric. So,
for sure.
You can't beat that.
I'm very curious what they do here. So then, what were the other 2 teams? It was Finland, Sweden, Czechia, Germany, Slovakia. That's what? 5? USA, Canada. Who am I missing?
7.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
So my guess is Switzerland's coming over to Canada. That's my guess.
Yep.
And then you have, I don't know what they'll do. Maybe Slovakia comes to Canada and they have Finland, Sweden, and the European market. Very curious.
I could see that.
Like that arena was packed for that pool play game of Finland, Sweden. So it's possible. And the Slovakians showed up. They showed up in Italy.
I mean, yeah, their hockey.
So I think they'll show up for Czechia.
Their hockey love there for the Slovaks is just growing.
Exactly.
Especially with the I think Juraj Slafkovský in Slovakia is like a superstar.
Exactly. Now maybe here's the other thing is Leon Draisaitl plays for Edmonton.
Ooh.
Maybe he just plays in Calgary.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a factor. They could play into that too. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could go with it. I think it's.
I would just kind of hate. I mean, listen, it makes sense for storylines wise, for revenue wise, to have star players and big players from the Edmonton Oilers play in Edmonton, have the Canada-USA game, have the Finland-Sweden game in pool play. But I'm still on the train that they got to seat it exactly like the Olympics. If this is a for real World Cup of hockey.
But they will. I think they still will be able to do that.
Well, then Canada, USA are on different sides of the pool. I can't say.
No.
That,
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I misspoke.
That's
here.
okay.
I know what you're saying.
Yes,
but
that's okay.
every fan wants to see two of those games.
Me too.
And I think it's
But
fair.
if this is a legit tournament, I want them on different sides of the pool.
I don't know. Sure, but still, I don't think it's gonna. If they're in the same pool or not, I don't think it's gonna test legitimacy. I think there's a way that I'm pretty sure they reseed semifinals, so the 2 seed will play the 1 seed of the other pool. So USA or Canada would be playing the 1 seed, and you have to beat that. I don't know. They could put they could, but I'm pretty sure.
Honestly, if they put USA overseas, obviously we have no clue what the pools are going to look like. We're talking all this stuff about who's going to sell out, yada yada. We have no.
They'll sell out every game will be sold out.
You think so in
tournament.
Prague? You think they're going to sell every game in Prague? Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they're all European teams.
You don't think,
even if USA actually.
I was going to say, you don't think if USA goes to Prague? That's what I'm saying. I think they'll sell out because just the names on that team for sure.
Well, even if USA wasn't over there. Yeah. I think they'd sell out. Every Czechia game is sold out. Every Slovakia game is sold out. Like Italy, every game was sold out in Italy, pretty much. I'm pretty sure almost every game was sold out there. All right. So, and they're traveling further, no? I could be wrong.
To what?
To Italy.
No, Italy,
Slovakia is much closer to Czechia.
This is the Olympics, though. How many casuals were just at the games in Olympics? At the Olympics.
I think most of it was hockey fans. And the atmosphere is great. Got the flags all around. It was loud.
That's European hockey.
There was more Czech fans than Canadian fans in the.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
So I'm just saying, even
travel wise.
Yeah. So I think they'd sell out. I think every game will be sold out.
All right.
Now that's the thing that we can segue now is that the United States of America do not get a location. I think it makes sense and I agree with it. I don't think they'd sell out every game. If you don't have a marquee matchup, I don't know if they would.
Yeah.
I really don't think they would because of the World Junior effect that just happened. What do you think?
I'm going to agree with you. I think the World Juniors is a perfect example of it, too, where you have this big tournament. Mind you, the World Juniors are a different scale. Like, this is the World Cup of hockey. You're going to have world-class players, the best of the best, playing. And if you're going to do it, you'd have to pick the perfect location. Like, Minnesota claims himself as the state of hockey. They sell out high school games. But they couldn't do it very well for the World Juniors, man. It was a sight to see. It was very disappointing. And I get the U.S. were eliminated early, but still. Like Canada, if this tournament was played anywhere in Canada, any major location, it's being sold out easily.
It doesn't matter if USA is knocked out or not because, sure, I think if it's in USA, they sell out. They didn't sell out the USA games at the World Juniors. I think they would be able to sell easily. I think they'd sell out the World Cup games with United States. But then you got to look. But now you look at the other two teams. You got to look at what if it's a Slovakia Germany game. That's not. They're not going to sell that out. There's no way.
They won't.
There's just no way. So it makes sense. It's a bad look if they don't sell out those games. Whereas Canada would sell out. It doesn't matter where it is. If it's in St. John's or if it's in Victoria, BC, they would sell out. Granted, those places don't have big arenas, but I think it's pretty much a lock that Canada will sell out every game. Now, the only way it would work for USA is if they had like what Edmonton has, where they have the semis and the final. Sure, there you go. They'd sell out.
Like Boston.
Yeah, but the thing is, they probably did not put the same amount of money into it. It's probably what it was. It came down to money.
The building looked pretty electric with the Four Nations face-off.
Yeah. But I think Edmonton probably chipped in a lot more money than some of these United States. Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
And it just doesn't make sense to... I think there's only a couple places you could do it. I don't think they would do Minnesota just based on that. The World Juniors recently. I think maybe it's tough. I think Chicago would be interesting. Detroit would be interesting because it's right there. But Detroit also has been a crummy kind of... Obviously, there's been some history with that city. Be an interesting spot, but... one of those two would be interesting other than Boston. I don't know if New York would be cool. New York could house a lot of people and people could come in easily. I think
Cool atmosphere too.
It would be cool, but I wonder how much they'd sell out. They're not making the same amount of money in the States as they are in Canada. So
No, they're not. Yeah. Ooh,
very
I'm trying to think of them like Boston, New York.
I think Boston's the number one.
Yeah, I agree. Chicago.
Yeah, I think Chicago is probably 2 or 3.
The thing is, you have it at Detroit too. Canadian fans are traveling.
Yeah, which I think is good.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be close to Canada.
Yeah.
Like Chicago is, it's close enough. It's not like Florida or Las Vegas or LA. You know what I mean? It's close enough. People would travel.
Maybe an 8-hour trip. 8-hour trip from us here in Toronto.
Yeah. I think another thing that people threw out there was, you saw the Edmonton, Calgary kind of joint bid. Would be interesting. It would be cool if it was Seattle, Vancouver, because they're kind of close too.
I would like that.
Seattle, it's just you don't know what the numbers would be like in Seattle, but I think that would work too. But,
yeah, I mean, the Kraken are a new team, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, there's been a lot of buzz out there for hockey.
They just got a P-Dub team.
They have the Climate Pledge Arena too.
Yeah.
Beautiful arena. And we even see, I'm going to use a baseball example here. When the Jays play in Seattle, there's like the Jays, people from Vancouver travel very well and all over BC.
Yeah.
I think that would be, I like that location. I like that example. Mm-hmm. I think Seattle, new market, new fan base, and talk about exciting a brand new fan base, getting deeper into the world of NHL talent.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. And remember, this is still kind of, for the NHL, it's still a kind of a test. They're calling it the World Cup. There's only 8 teams. I think Canada, the NHL, I'm sure they're looking to make it 12 in 4 years from 2028, so 2032. Just test it out, make some good money, and see what it looks like, see what these atmospheres are at these places, and then kind of do your case study or whatever and see what these other locations we be able to bring in 4 years from 2028. So
this is what the fans want. It's
yeah.
nice to see that the NHL is actually giving us best on best hockey after we were deprived of it for so long. Mm-hmm. They're finally just like, it's just nice to see.
I'm excited. Players will disagree with me. Fans will disagree with me. I think there's a way. It's going to be really hard for the NHL to do it. Really, really hard. And it really probably won't happen. But I would like to see a world where the World Cup means more than the Olympics. Ooh. And it's hard. You're never, ever, ever, never, ever going to, don't quote me, don't attack me for this, but you're never going to find a way to be anywhere close to what FIFA and the World Cup does there.
Yeah.
And it's way easier because there's so much more money and it's way bigger sport. And the Olympics, do they even have the men's side for the Olympics?
It's under 23 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The women's side has the Olympics, but like, I would like to see a world where the NHL does this. They're making their own money. They can do as much marketing as they want, and they have their hands on everything. There's some very interesting IOC and IIHF things that go on.
Yeah.
Where the NHL's not making any money, and I would like to, don't take this the wrong way, but NHL making money is great for everyone. If they can make as much money as possible.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if they can make their money, they can market their own players, they can post their own stupid clips on their social media and not get freaking copyrighted by the IOC. They can do all that. They can do all these rules. They can play NHL style hockey, which is obviously the most entertaining men's hockey out there. Have the same rules as NHL, same referees. There's so many things that make the World Cup, that could make the World Cup more entertaining. It probably will be more entertaining than the Olympics. And the NHL has 100% control on it.
I mean, even think about, I'm even going to bring up like the 5-on-5 overtime.
Exactly.
In a championship game.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. And that's what I think will draw fans towards this. And it's going to be hard for the players because it's not sustainable yet.
It's just a platform. The FIFA World Cup has been it's history.
Yeah, and this isn't gonna. My idea of the World Cup being more important than the Olympics won't be a big factor for another 2 decades, I think.
No.
But
like I think it's just you're comparing like apples to like
To
rotten.
mansions.
Like I'm thinking like a rotten plum.
Yeah, exactly.
Like nothing against the NHL, but like
No,
that's the
it's gonna
difference
be really
between these
hard.
two.
Yeah.
Because obviously soccer or football is the world's game.
exactly.
Every country lives for this. Every country invests money into their national team, and they're just the love for the game is everywhere. Hockey's different. We're not quite there yet, Kel.
But they're getting,
unfortunately.
you can see it though.
It's
These
the-
countries are growing.
The potential is there.
Mm-hmm.
The growth, especially in the Nordics and kind of Middle Europe, is exponential right now. It's looking very promising, but it's also establishing more of a base for these upcoming countries to keep growing.
yeah.
And there's hope. Maybe like very far down the timeline. But I do like your factor of the World Cup passing the Olympics. Do I think it will happen?
Oh, it's very low.
I'm going to say no.
But that's
I
what the
think
NHL is envisioning.
The thing is, you're going to have to
go
flip
for
the
it.
narrative on its head because the Olympics have created so many iconic moments for the game of hockey that right now, like especially for fans like us, those moments are cemented in our mind. And when we think of best on best hockey, we think of the Olympics. It's hard to flip it is hard to flip that.
Of our generation, sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sure, right this second. If you're 50 years old, you're thinking of Canada Cup, those 87, the 87.
But
If you're even older, it's 73. Those are not Olympics.
True.
NHL players didn't go to the Olympics until, was it 98 or 2002? So, like, it was all international tournaments for a while.
yes.
So I think there could be a way. You just don't send the NHLers to the Olympics. I think that's the
No, I
easiest
think
way.
that'd be terrible.
It's
I
going to
think
be hard with the PA.
I think the game's not like you can't do that. FIFA could do that.
Oh,
because
yeah, but, like, down the
it's the
road-
world game.
But down the road, like if we're talking 2 decades from now, if the World Cup is the biggest thing, you don't send the NHLers.
You send them to the Olympics. The game will be big enough in 2 decades to do that.
It will be big enough.
You think?
Yeah.
You think the game's gonna be big enough to do
Yes.
that in 2 decades?
Yes,
I don't think so.
I think so.
Think about it. In 2 decades, the kids that are being born today will be potentially drafted into the NHL. I don't think that's like you got to think about timeline wise.
Yeah.
Creating generations. These kids have to grow up.
But like, look at Europe. They've grown so much in the past decade.
It's true.
And it's not like, I'm not even pointing out like Sweden and Finland have grown, but it's these other countries where Germany and Slovakia and Czech Republic, these teams are growing, and there's not a lot of NHLers right now, but they're playing in men's league. They're putting up fights against these 100% NHL rosters in the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't think.
I think in
can't
20
see
years,
it.
I think I could see it.
I can't see it. I just can't see it. You stop sending teams, these NHL players to the Olympics. I agree with the idea, though. I agree with the idea controlling the narrative of an NHL-controlled best-on-best tournament being the best in the world would be
Okay, here's a question.
exponentially better. But
Looking at, it's hard because there's compared to 4 to 12 teams. What was more entertaining hockey? And only think about Finland, Sweden, USA, Canada. Was the Four Nations more entertaining, or is it the Olympics?
it was 4 nations for sure. You could also play the factor that that was the first time NHL players came back. But I also think like maybe it was also like playing in the Bell Center, playing in
Well,
TD
that's something
Gardens.
NHL has control on.
Yes. Just like these fans were, especially in the arena, the atmosphere was insane. The tension in the storylines were also being built up for the past
Right.
decade, waiting for this moment. And I agree. There was more moments built in the Four Nations than there was even close in
Yeah.
Milano Cortina.
Yeah, for sure. More storylines, more of everything.
It was easily better hockey.
yeah,
absolutely.
NHL rules, NHL sized rink.
Yeah.
Like
Even
all those little things.
Even production wise.
Oh yeah, yeah, because you have Sportsnet running the show.
And for the fan engagement, for the millions of people watching at home, like that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Like a little kid watching the product, not that the Olympics production is bad whatsoever, but a little kid who has dreams and aspirations of one day playing in the NHL and being on these teams, watching the production quality put on by the Four Nations face-off is just inspiring. And they're going to see moments they'll remember for the rest of their life.
Exactly.
Like Connor McDavid scoring that golden goal and the amount of replays and the amount of times it was shown and clipped around the world. It was everywhere over everybody's feed. And that is something that people will never forget.
Right, exactly. I see, and that's the thing is I think it's possible. It's just
It is possible.
It's just not. It's
It
really
is.
low, but like
He's got to grow the sport. It's about the sport growing.
I know,
that's
but
what it's about.
I don't know. I think there's a way that you could not send NHLers and they'd be more emphatic for the World Cup.
Because what would have to happen is you'd have to have more eyes on the World Cup of hockey than you would the Olympics.
I think they can do that.
But the thing is, it's tough because there's so many eyes on the Olympics. It's potentially the world's biggest sporting event, right? Yeah. There's so many different eyes. There's so many different casuals, people who've never watched hockey. Like, think about it this year. Have we ever watched a skeleton? People do skeleton or people do luge.
That is a good point.
People are tuning in all around the world.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And FIFA has done that through history, where everybody, no matter if it's your mother who's never watched a soccer game in her lifetime, tunes in to watch here and there, watch a clip of the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
If hockey wants to do that, it's going to take a lot of time.
Right.
Would it be great for the game? Absolutely. But the game's not big enough, unfortunately, to do that yet.
Yeah. That's a good point. I think it also is a big factor that the IHF has not done a great enough job. I think they're slacking on their end. I think the NHL partnering with them is great and working with them. World Juniors is great, but I think the World Championship doesn't get enough eyes because it's at a crummy time in the schedule.
It's not exciting either. Like, we find it exciting because we love hockey.
Yeah, but it's a crummy time because the NHL playoffs are going on.
Yes.
I wonder what it'd look like if it was. It's hard because you never get NHLers to do it, but if you get all these European teams and then you get a good chunk of AHLers to go out for, if it's right like later and after the Stanley Cup Finals or early before preseason, and just get eyes on that, and there won't be any NHL players, but you get the eyes on that. I think there'd be a bigger North American crowd watching just on television wise, but I don't know. I think it's hard to do it.
Well, the World Championship,
I don't blame
weird,
the
right?
WHF because it's a big series.
Yeah, it happens once a year,
Yeah.
every year. And you think about other sports doing this. Obviously, we just saw the World Baseball Classic. That's every 3 years, so everyone's going to go, right? Just hard to get every NHL player. Not every big NHL player is going to go to the World Championship every single year. There's no way that will ever happen, no matter what time of the year you have it.
Yeah,
that's the hard thing about it. So,
yeah, it's tough. It's
hard to create excitement, especially for North American fans. We love it because we love hockey, but you don't see the casual NHL fan potentially tuning into a World Championship game. Maybe that's a lack of advertising. Maybe that's a lack of creating a fun atmosphere.
It's right during the NHL season, and it's throughout the entire day of a work day. You know what I mean? Where NHL playoffs are during the week, it's starting at 7 o'clock and running until whatever time.
12:30.
Yeah, Eastern time. Where the World Championship, I think it's really cool to have it out in Europe and it's playing during the day. I think it's cool, but
not enough a factor
eyes.
Of why the game has grown over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's why Switzerland, Czechia, Slovakia, all these teams are really good is because all these non-NHL players, and a good chunk of NHL players do go as well.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
They go and they play every single year on that team, same coaching staff. And they get familiar, and then they show up at the Olympics, and it's business as usual. So, I don't know. It's very entertaining, and Tage Thompson scored the golden goal last year, and not enough people know about that.
No,
it was a 1-0 game. Tage Thompson breakaway
against Switzerland.
Yeah, against Switzerland beats Akira Schmid. Not enough people know about that.
No,
those two guys are NHLers. So,
absolutely.
And nobody else.
The USA team had a ton of NHLers.
Yeah,
I mean, I could just think of 2 cents. Brady Tkachuk and Shane Pinto were both on that team.
Exactly. Yeah, and the fact that Canada had McKinnon, Fleury, Crosby, Celebrini, there last year. Nobody knows about that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
The decor was honestly was filled up. Exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. Either bubble guys who put them in on the team.
I think every single player on that roster, except on that decor, except one, were either on my snubs or my Olympic.
Mine
roster.
too. It was Riker. Right? Was Riker Evans on that decor?
Yeah, Riker Evans was the only guy that made.
He was the only guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else could have been on that Olympic decor. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, it's unfortunate. Well, Riker Evans is a definition of a defensive defenseman on Seattle. He wouldn't be on anywhere close. But I think IHF could have done a better job, but also it's hard because they're handicapped because the way that FIFA's got it worked out with every single league out in Europe. Even in the MLS, you have international breaks. It's insane. Where NHL would never go for that.
Yeah.
Or well, it's just hard because the season's way different than what it is out for football in Europe. So
No, they've got that's just tradition though that they've done out there, right? That's just years and years of building this up. So
the World Cup the World Cup's been around for so much longer.
People call it the biggest sporting event in the world.
Yeah.
Bigger than the Olympics. Yeah. And that honestly could be
probably
true.
Make way more money than the Olympics.
Probably. Yeah, potentially. I don't know. I don't know much about economics to really break that down. So
I don't know. I know me neither. I don't know. It's interesting. But we'll see. Like I said, it'd be really cool if we could get the World Cup. The NHL wants that to be the biggest hockey event.
I mean, yeah, they run it, right? So of course.
And they could do it.
We want this to be the biggest podcast in the world, no?
Yeah, but I'm saying the NHL could care less about the Olympics. And having their own event be more important than the Olympics is...
You don't think the NHL cares at all about the Olympics?
No, not at all.
No.
They hate it. They only do it because the players want to go. They make $0.
I know, but just growing the game. They have to have a little bit of thought about growing the game.
Yeah, I know, but they can do it in the World Cup. I think they could do it in the World Cup.
But the World Cup has no stage right now. It has a little bit of stage because people like the NHL.
I know what I'm saying.
But the Olympics are different. They're a different level as of today.
Yeah. Well, they've only been going for the Olympics for 20 years, too.
Oh, I know. But just think about it. Do you not think maybe going to the past... Okay, here's the thing. Years. And we've seen a growth in European hockey in that time frame. No?
I guess.
Yeah, people being born 20 years ago, growing up.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. One last little thing is there's a few holdups. We don't know the teams we should know in a year from now, or less than a year from now, of which 8 teams. Obviously, the Russia thing, it's pretty much locked. They're not going. That's one thing, which doesn't matter. It's not the thing. I think the factor now is the only thing we're waiting on is the IHF and all these other European leagues to coordinate so they can have non-NHLers play. They haven't talked to Swiss League. They got to talk to Swedish League, KHL. Yeah. All those leagues to get these players to go for these countries that don't have 100% NHLers. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing we're waiting on.
It's going to be interesting, actually.
Mm-hmm. But I think they'll all accept.
Yeah,
I really think
so. Yeah,
I think so.
It'd be good for those leagues, right? That's a lot of eyes on those players going over.
Exactly.
So might as well. It's good. It's good marketing. Mm-hmm. So you can't beat that. That's marketing you're not going to find anywhere else either. So got to be able to take that.
Yeah.
So
there we have it.
So the countries aren't announced, correct?
No.
All right. Want to do a guess?
Yeah,
Seems
we
pretty
can
self-explanatory, but top of the head: Canada, USA, Sweden, Finland. Easy 4. Then you have Czechia, obviously.
Yeah.
Switzerland, Germany. That's 7.
Yep.
Slovakia. No.
Yeah. So here's the one caveat. Let me see here. Let me see this. Here we go. So you said Canada, Finland, USA, Slovakia, Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, Czechia. So the top 2 teams that are being left out
Where's Latvia?
is Latvia and Denmark.
Denmark is inflated because they won a game against Canada in their rankings.
Same with Latvia. They both have big programs.
I would take Latvia over Denmark.
I would too. They're definitely a better hockey country, I think.
Yeah.
And you could honestly have a force in Albert Smits.
I mean, I guess so, yeah.
I think... I think you got to go Switzerland and Germany over Latvia. So you can't. I think there's no way Germany doesn't go just because of Tim Stützle and Leon Draisaitl. Yeah. Latvia doesn't have a top tier player. Who's a top tier player? Nikolai Ehlers. Is he the only one, or is he Danish? No, he's Danish.
Ehlers?
Yeah, he's Danish.
Yeah, he's Danish. Yeah.
I can't even name a top.
Okay, wait. Top 8? Germany, Sweden, USA, Switzerland, Czechia, Finland, Canada. That's 7. Okay, Slovakia.
Yeah. So those are the 8.
Yeah, I'm tripping. That's
weird.
The
top. It's the teams that are in the quarters, and you're missing Latvia and Denmark.
That's 8. Nah, screw Latvia. Screw Denmark. Are you looking at the IHF rankings?
No, just the quarterfinals of the
this
Olympics.
Is last year. Ooh, that's ugly.
Just the quarterfinals of the Olympics, man.
I got updated. IHF got to update their damn rankings, bro.
Well, I think they do. I just think you're missing out.
Okay, I got my phone going. Okay, No, they haven't updated it in a year.
No, here,
May
I can
2025.
find one.
Dude, I swear to goodness.
Here, I'll pull one up.
Okay, wait, I got power rankings. January 3rd.
I can find a better one. Just give me
Okay,
a
have
minute.
fun.
You can run through January 3rd, but I think if I know, come on, if this will load. Yep. Okay, I got it. Here we go. As of February 22nd this year.
Wow, where the hell did you find that?
The IIHF gallery.
This is gallery.
Yeah, because I do the graphics here, so I know where everything is.
True.
Call me a genius. So they have USA, Canada, Finland.
Wait a
which are
minute,
the top
wait a
three.
minute. What are you looking at?
IIHF gallery. Finland's 3, Slovakia's 4. Obviously, those were the top 4 in the Olympics.
Okay, I got one.
Switzerland, Sweden, Germany, Czechia, and those were the teams in
Yeah, sorry,
quarterfinals.
pal. What day was yours on?
Feb 22nd.
Frick. Okay.
Yeah, screw you, buddy. Yeah, just call me a genius.
Dude, you make graphics, bro. I could not make a graphic.
I'm sorry, man. I just
Just a talker.
Well, I mean, you have you've been on those galleries, so doing those.
I've been
videos.
there. Yeah, I've been there a little bit.
I think
for
it's probably
sure.
just because I've done more graphics and doing.
I don't do graphics. I don't do the graphics.
Sorry, graphics and videos on the gold medal game of USA Canada. That's where it is.
Yeah, I did actually. I think I did 4. I think I did 4
okay.
recaps. Yeah.
Anyways,
those are
no,
some
just
good
on
pods.
that gold medal game when Canada lost 2-1 in OT. That's where I found it.
Okay.
Anyways, that's kind of all I got for World Cup. I'm excited to see what other cool things they're going to do. There's going to be some definitely cool tidbits. But yeah, that's all I got. Then I've got PWHL lists that we still got to do.
Sure. You go. Let's go to that.
You have any other final thoughts though? of World Cup?
No.
Yeah,
There's
we
still
just spin it around a
Gotta
lot.
wait for things to actually be announced. I want to hear some teams, and then we'll start having another
Yeah.
conversation.
I think those 8 teams are the teams. I mean, it's pretty much a lock.
Yeah, you never know. NHL might throw his curveball.
Yeah, I doubt it. Okay. So I've created a list here of how do I describe this? In my opinion, the PWHL scoring could be higher. I think the PWHL is very entertaining in my opinion. I love it. I think this is, and you know, the PWHL is known for having some great rules. They're the first league to do some of these rules, like the jailbreak rule and a couple other ones, right? So you look at those, and I think some rules. What's up? Is there somebody looking in?
No.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm gonna restart. They keep wandering around.
Just looking at what they're doing. They're lighting up the room.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So I've made a list from PWHL that I want to do to up the scoring. Obviously, we know they've got the jailbreak rule and a few other rules that no other hockey league has done, and they're the first ones to do it. And I honestly think they're all pretty decent rules. And I still think the scoring could be up higher. You've got a few goalies at a 950 save percentage, which is absurd in the PWHL, which good on those goalies. They're obviously going to be the best goalies, and they'll still be the best goalies after some of these rules are implemented that I've created here, or I think they should do. But
All right.
I think I want to see more 9-goal games. I want to see some more 11-goal games. Most of these games are 4 or 5 goals. I want to see more. So I've got 6 things that I think they should do. A couple just game rules and a couple like roster management or like, well, I don't know what you want to call it.
All right.
But I got 6 here. I want you to kind of tell me what you think of each one.
Sure.
Obviously, when I make this list, one last disclaimer, I don't think all 6 of these rules will work together if they're all implemented. I think 2 or 3 implemented would be great.
All right.
I'm sure there's a couple you've probably heard of, a couple you haven't. A lot of special teams ideas here. Okay, first one. These are not in order of what I want to do. These are just how I thought of them.
Sure.
First thing, we talked about this last episode, is the teams need to know in advance, like a year in advance, when expansion is, so they can build their roster and they cannot be scared about all these caveats and the unknown. I think some teams are holding back because they don't know what the expansion is going to look like in next year or in 2 years from now.
Okay.
They don't know how many teams are going to be, if there's going to be any joined in the next year.
Yeah.
So I think,
Great question.
yeah.
How early do teams know about expansion? Because wouldn't the process, because obviously if a new city is going to expand into the PWHL, that news has got to get out there. Like the league actually going to different cities or putting an offer and saying, hey, we're open for bids. that news has got to come out pretty. It's got to have a bit
I
of
don't
time
think. Apparently, they haven't. They don't know as of today.
Really?
But it sounds like there's going to be two teams.
You can't just spring a team in Detroit out of a snap of a finger, right?
Well, they're working on it, but the teams don't. None of these 8 teams know. I think. I could be wrong.
That news would get out there. You know what I mean? No, there is no news out there about these teams.
I could be wrong,
expansion.
but from what I've understood is that these teams don't know.
There just seems like there's a missing piece of the puzzle.
Well, and that's what I want to change.
I feel like these teams shouldn't.
I think we need to know 365 days.
At least, yeah.
I think we need to know well in advance. And these teams need to know. Maybe the fans don't need to know. Obviously, going to get leaked if the teams know. But the teams need to know because the rosters could be. I think the rosters could be different, and their management. All these teams are scared to do something because they might lose these players. Yeah. I think they need to know so they can capitalize. This is by far the lowest, like the least important one. I think roster management for all these teams could be better if they knew. So that's my first one. I think that would just up the scoring because some teams are going to trade off some players, move away, and get rid of the better players, and some teams are going to pick up those better players, and obviously some teams are going to beat up now because some teams are weaker than others.
Here's the NHL example. Seattle was approved by the Board of Governors on December 4th, 2018. Yeah. Their first season, 2021.
Yeah, that's 3 years.
Yeah.
So
tons of time.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do, but I think that's kind of a no-brainer. I think that doesn't even up the scoring that much. I think it would just help. There would be better teams and worse teams.
It would help teams manage assets. Yeah. It would be just better for the league overall. I think it would make things smoother.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why they don't do it. Yeah. I think it'd help be better for the league. Absolutely.
You would be able to market more for these new teams as well. Okay. Next one. I think this is the other, standard.
One more thing about this. Just create more storylines, too.
Yeah.
You want people talking about it.
Maybe more eyes.
More conversation. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next one I think is absurd that we haven't. This will definitely be something that will come into the league soon. Is draft picks need to be available all year. Can't be available one day of the entire year for when it's available for the draft. These draft picks need to be able to move so you can move them for the trade deadline. These trade deadlines are kind of lame. I still don't understand how Jessie Aldridge she was 7th in scoring last year. She got traded for a player, quite frankly, I've never heard of. Granted, that player, I can't even pronounce her name. It's really bad.
It is a long name.
But that player is actually on the first line of
there you go.
On the team she moved to. But the fact that you moved 7th top scorer in the league for another player is kind of crazy. I don't know. It's just weird.
Seattle could have moved Jessie Aldridge for some great assets, including draft picks.
Exactly.
Because this team needs to, obviously it's their first time in the league, first year in the league. It's hard. The team's still trying to gel together. But you're telling me that if they didn't get maybe a first rounder or something like that, that's all it takes now. Honestly, we see some of these rookies stepping up. Like Koltakova leads the league in goals. Mm. We talked about Haley Wynn the other day, who leads almost the league in minutes. These rookies, and especially in this upcoming draft class, if you draft one of those, that's your franchise player for the next 15 years. And Jessie Aldridge, she's a very good player. Mm-hmm. She could probably recoup some very good assets for Seattle, but since they're not available, they just have to, honestly, instead of getting draft picks, they have to get younger players, pretty much. That's it.
And this draft class is unbelievably good.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
You've got 3 or 4 headliners and then still a good chunk afterwards, so... That one's pretty much a no-doubter. There's not much more notes on it. Now we're moving into... Yeah, it's stupid. I think the only reason they have it is because there's only 8 teams in the league right now. Yeah. So those are really valuable picks. But I think they need to do it.
Who cares if they're really valuable? That just comes down to the GM making moves.
Yeah, exactly.
The GMs own the assets.
Yes. More movement in
Let
the
them
league
make their own decisions.
Yeah. All right. Next one. This is these are actual in-game rules that I'd like to see. So we know, hold on, I wrote that one wrong. Let me pull up. Okay. So this one I think should be in every league. So, you have a power play. You get a power play with 1 minute left in the period. And then there's the intermission. I think if you're still in the power play, that draw should be in the offensive zone in the next period and not in the neutral zone to start the period. I think that's another pretty simple one. Just another offensive zone draw would help. It would bring up the scoring 2%, and I think it would help.
I don't know.
What do you mean? I think that's pretty... what's the point of having a neutral zone?
Because
it's like a disadvantage. It's a disadvantage.
Yeah, but the thing is, the team that took the penalty, they're already in a disadvantage because they don't have an extra person on the ice.
But it's lower because you win the. If you're
Like,
if
they
you
didn't- but they
you,
got
you
a
have
penalty.
okay, you have offensive. You take the offensive zone draw with a minute left. The 2-minute power play just starts. Then you're cut off. You're in the offensive zone for a whole minute. You don't score. You're cut off, and now you're starting in the neutral zone. That's not very fair.
It is very fair.
No, because if the power play was with 3 minutes left, then you could be in the offensive zone for 2 whole minutes.
That's just unfortunately, it's just part of the game. I don't think that is because
I think it would score. I think the scoring would go up.
when you go offside, it's in the neutral zone. When you ice the puck, it's in the offensive zone.
But this isn't. They're not
every
doing an
implication-
infraction.
When the period ends, when it comes back, you take it in the neutral zone.
And I'm saying that's stupid, and they need to move it. They should just have it the offensive zone draw.
I mean, I already listen. The team that took the penalty's already at a disadvantage because they have.
Yeah,
the
but
thing
it's
is,
not as
they
bad.
sit 2 minutes in the penalty box. That is what they
But it
have
doesn't matter.
gained.
Yeah, but it's not. If you take a penalty with 3 minutes left in the period compared to 1 minute, you are at a bigger disadvantage when there's 3 minutes left. When there's one, you get a breather. You get a whole entire break.
When there's 1 minute left, you meant, yeah.
Like if there's 1 minute left, there's
It's bigger disadvantage for sure.
There's a
for
bigger-
the team on the power play.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry if I described that wrong.
okay. No, you're good.
I think it's not fair. I still think that's one rule that
It
I
is
think
fair.
is stupid and not fair. And I think
is
it would just
fair.
up the scoring. Doesn't matter.
It would. Well, you don't think it would up the scoring? It would.
It would. It wouldn't up
But-
the scoring that much, but I think it would up the scoring.
I don't know, man.
You could probably look at. There's probably stats at there.
Just win
when
the draw.
when do teams score
Win the
the
draw.
most?
This is why face-offs
But
are
then there
important.
shouldn't. No. Well, then if you win the draw, then you would just be in the offensive zone time. You get an extra 10 seconds of offensive zone time if you're in the offensive zone to take it.
No, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this one.
No, that one's.
It's an all right one. It's experimental, right?
Yeah. Okay, here's another one. Next one. We obviously know that we have the jailbreak rule. And if the shorthanded team scores, you're out of the box and it's back to 5-on-5 play. I want to take it a step the other way and give the team that's on the power play, a little bit of an advantage as well. If you score on the power play, you are still on the power play after that goal.
No.
Yes, it would up the scoring way more.
Yes, it would.
And then you cap it at like 3. You cap it at like 3 goals. So if you're like on a 5-minute, if you're on a 5-minute power play, then if you score 3, then you can leave the box. If the team scores 3,
You know what? It would make things more interesting because
there'd be more
teams
scoring.
would be more hesitant to take penalties. Teams would be. What do you think? Maybe that would limit the physicality in a league that already is, not insanely physical.
It's pretty. I think it's pretty physical now this year at least.
Yeah, for sure. It's
There's
getting
a lot of penalty minutes this year. I think this would up scoring. I think this could easily.
But do you think that
you
would-
score 1 on the power play, now you're scoring a second one. Like I think penalties, because then look, you can still score shorthanded. We're trying to up the scoring here. This would up the scoring the most, I think, out of any of my rules.
I just think
I'm gonna hate all these rules if you don't like these.
Hear me out. Hear me out. If you do that, does it start to see like you're trying to make a professional league, right?
Yeah.
A professional women's hockey league.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the standard rules of hockey, the rules we have got to know.
But that's not a standard rule. That's just a rule. Like that's
when you score on the power play, it's over. Where in
This
the
doesn't
world?
matter.
Where in the world?
Where in the
is
world
the
do you
rule?
see a jailbreak? It's the same thing.
No, but that's an innovative rule. You could have a
This
couple
is
of
the
those,
exact
but you
same
can't have
innovative.
Too many.
Well, I'm not saying
At
we're
some
doing all
point-
6.
At some point, you seem like a league. Like I'm thinking the CEBL here in Canada, where it ends on a certain
No.
amount of points. You know what I mean? Or the XFL of the NFL.
So you're saying these teams suck?
no,
or these
they're
leagues
good.
suck?
No, but you don't want to make it a league that seems like it is. Like it's that. You're
Well,
having
no.
a professional woman talking. This is the best.
It's not a
league in the
rule
world.
that's going to change that.
for-
It's a minor tweak into the thing, and I think it would up the scoring.
just think-
I think there would be more
It would
eyes.
up the scoring.
There would be
It
more
would.
eyes drawn to the PWHL if a team scored 2 goals on a power play.
Listen,
There would be more
I'm not
eyes than eyes moving away because this is not a traditional league
I
anymore.
think you would also. I think you would stagnate the physicality. And
I don't know,
You
man.
want that just to keep going up. It would. People would be more cautious.
But the
go
power
to a
play
puck
scoring is
battle.
already low enough. I don't know if that would be a risk. I don't think that's a risk I'd worry about.
But dude, but the thing is, if you gave a team 2 minutes and they could score as many power play goals as they wanted, like a team like I'm thinking like the Minnesota Frost, who are just so offensively dynamic, they would ruin teams.
Well, yeah, up the scoring. That's what we want. We need teams to be ruined. We need a couple 8-1 blowouts.
Okay.
I'm bored of
I'm
the
all
2-1s and the 3-2s.
All right, I get it.
Okay, I did that
Not
one.
bad. That wasn't outrageous. I just think like if you're trying to make a professional women's hockey league, you got to keep it.
You're gonna hate the next one.
All right, let's hear it.
You're gonna hate the next one. Okay, if you're shorthanded, you are not allowed to ice the puck anymore.
Okay.
If you shoot it down, it is icing, and you are back in.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
When you're shorthanded.
I think that's fun. Absolutely.
So what's the difference? Never mind. Okay. You don't think that's a standard rule or whatever?
If you iced it, that would make teams that would just limit. You can't shoot down the ice anymore. You have to strategically find a way to break through the extra person advantage on the ice and get it down the ice. That's that's strategy. That's hockey.
Okay,
that is hockey right there.
Yeah, I think it would up the scoring.
It probably would.
Yeah, because now teams they're struggling to get it out. And teams are coming
that's
back
a good
in
rule.
early. Yeah,
that is hockey.
So that's a one. You've only agreed with one out of
That
the
would be
3
cool.
game ones that I've. Okay, you like that one? Okay,
It's also
That's
not
crazy.
too. It's also.
Okay.
I don't want to say it's subtle, but I think the fact that if you score on a power play and you have more time, I just think that's maybe a little bit too over the top. I don't mind this one because a team would strategically get it out, and you would actually like make plays. Like you would practice this in practice, where you would see different teams find ways to get it
out of
either to the red line and shoot it down, or find a way to
or
creatively
just
get it
shoot
down.
at the goalie.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yep.
Yeah.
Be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strategic.
I think it could be strategic with two power play goals and one whatever. Okay. So that was 5. So my last one. This one doesn't really apply to the game as much. This one applies more to the points given out. So first of all, it's 3-on-3 overtime, and then there's a shootout afterwards. First of all, the overtimes are great. They're much different than what you see at the NHL, and I honestly like it. It's not much of a possession game; it's more of a run and gun kind of style, which I like. But I'm gonna axe that. I'm gonna nix that. And the shootouts, I don't know. I could care less about any shootout in any league. So I'm gonna nix the shootout, and I'm gonna nix a 3-on-3 overtime. If the game is tied after regulation, there's a 5-minute 5-on-5 overtime. If no team scores, the game ends in a tie. Both teams get 1 point. There's no more.
tie.
Yeah, you get a tie. That's it. And also, last thing, if you lose in that 5-on-5 OT, you don't get any points. So it's just like any European football league.
But
3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie.
Would you see teams maybe trying to push for a tie if they were, they really needed that point?
Yeah, that would be right at the end of the year, though. I think every team would be going for a 3.
In a away game, it doesn't matter where they are ranked offensively.
No, because if it's tied, they're going to just go for it. They're going to try and get those 3 points. 3 points is better than 1.
Absolutely it is.
I think you could see. I think there's a possibility some teams would go for a tie.
5-on-5 overtime too.
Yeah, just keep it the same hockey.
3-on-3.
Yeah, you're changing the game if it's 3-on-3, and then I think I would give out the pity
already
points.
3-on-3?
It is.
Yeah.
I think it changes the game, and you're giving out pity points at that point. I would just like to keep it 5-on-5, and it's the exact same game, and the team is rewarded for playing the best 5-on-5 game, and they get the 3 points, and the team that doesn't play the best 5-on-5 game loses.
How long is this overtime?
5 minutes.
That's
You know what?
tight.
I can listen to.
That's
I can listen
tight.
to. Okay, I can listen
Maybe
to 10 minutes. Actually, I'd move it to 10 or 8.
I think it needs to be more than 5.
Okay, fine. We can do 10.
Okay.
We can do 10. I'm fine with moving it to 10-minute overtime. No more shootout. It's just ties or wins. And you know what? This could provide near the end of the season, just like I said, there might be a couple teams that just need the tie. I think this could provide some very interesting tactics. You really need those 3 points, and you can't tie.
Scoring?
Some teams they're going to be run and gun if they need to win. If both teams need to win, it's just somebody's going to score instead of it being a tie and going to shootout because that doesn't add a goal.
Yeah.
So I think you could see that. Plus, I think it'd be not just up the scoring. There would be a lot of situations, especially near the end when there's 3 points given out. We see it right now in this PWHL this year. There's some teams that really need these 3 points. You're going to see a couple teams that really need it pull their goalie with 5 minutes left in OT or something.
I don't know.
Like that. I think they would.
I don't know. Because then it's just like...
Because you can't take the one.
Now, here's another question. Does the icing rule that we talked about when you're on a power play or a player advantage come into effect with this as well?
Oh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
But I don't know if both these rules would be accepted. These are all kind of separate rules. If they're both accepted, yeah, well, no kidding. Icing,
So it would be if you're on a player
if you ice the
advantage-
puck, you ice the puck.
If you're on a player advantage...
You ice the puck, you ice the puck.
Yeah, icing.
Doesn't it's any normal rules.
Yeah, that's normal rules.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, cool.
Yeah. So that's my 6. You obviously didn't like a couple of them. I think they're all pretty decent. Obviously, not every single one would. They wouldn't implement all 6.
Be Mickey Mouse League. If
No,
you
it
did that.
wouldn't. I don't
if
think
you accepted
it would
all
be.
6,
Oh yeah,
it would be a Mickey Mouse. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like the last 4, I think it'd be reasonable if you did 2 out of the 4.
Okay.
I think
I'm gonna have
the first 2 I think are gonna be locks. They'll happen.
a little bit of a different topic, kind of the same. It's to do with that last we talked about, but still, I'm just gonna talk about the 3-2-1 point system.
Mm-hmm.
Should the NHL implement this? Because we see a lot of teams, especially this year, there's been an astronomical amount of games going to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it seems like teams are holding out just to get the 1 point.
Yeah,
Do you think the league would be beneficial going to a 3-2-1 0 point system?
100%. I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty simple. I think
This league is perfect
It would
example,
be able to
This season.
It would be able to differentiate the good because you need to be good in regulation.
Yeah.
And you would be able to tell the difference from a regulation team and a team that wins in overtime.
Oh, absolutely.
There's teams that are good in overtime. There's teams that aren't, and I think it would benefit the teams that are good in regulation and win in regulation and don't take the chance of getting a pity point from losing in overtime.
The loser's point, yeah.
So, 100%. I think the NHL should do it. I don't know if they will. I don't know.
It would.
I think it would help. It'd help a lot.
I think it would too.
It would give the better teams an advantage. From
Yes,
so.
it's like 3 points. That would also make like teams would push for those 3 points at the end of regulation too. Like especially here late, especially like just taking a look at the eastern side. Like
The
we
eastern
see
side would be worse compared to the top 3 in the central. Like the
No, but I'm
central
saying-
teams would be at 120 points.
No, I know,
right
but
now.
I'm saying like we see a lot of teams holding out just to get that
Yeah,
1 point. Yeah,
that's what every team is doing.
That's what I was getting at.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
and
why it's
it's
so-
just some like it's not boring hockey because it's just there's a lot on the line, but you could just kind of tell.
Yeah. I think the fact that it's around because it helps the NHL grow towards casual fans because there's a lot of teams that shouldn't be in it but are in the hunt just because they have so many points. Right? You look at the Capitals, you look at the Islanders, you look at the Blue Jackets. These teams seem good, and a casual fan might look, oh, look, they're pretty darn close. Look at all the points they have in the play. They're in the playoff hunt. And it's just it pulls more casual fans in. I think that's what it is. It makes way more money. More people are tuning in because there's so many teams in the race. There's only a few teams out right now. Mm-hmm. Especially on the east side. There's only like 3 teams out of the hunt right now. So I think it makes them more money, which I understand why it's still around. But if we're talking advantages and giving advantages to the teams that are the better teams, 100% makes sense to do the 3-2-1.
Yeah.
So
We'll see if they implement it. It'd
Right.
be interesting to start. Okay, question just on top of my mind. Did you get what back before the shootout rule? You go to a tie. Do you know what the factor of that was? Would you get a point from that?
I think so. I think it's just 1-1.
One? You
I
each get a
think.
point?
I think so. Or no, you know what they did? They just did wins and losses.
But what about tie?
Yeah, I think it's just win, tie, loss.
I know, but how many points would you get for a tie?
Oh, it's probably 3.
2-1-0? What about overtime?
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my
I
head.
would like to know that. I just wanted to
Yeah, shootout was implemented in 2011?
know, 2005.
Is it really that early?
I think so, yeah.
When was
Daniel Alfredson scored the first
Yeah.
ever.
I thought that was later in his career. When did he retire?
13.
It was against the Leafs. That's all I know. I think. Oh, wow, you are darn right. It was Sens Leafs, though. It was 2005. It was after the lockout. Oh, that makes sense. It was after the first lockout.
Teams wanted an all-star game, so they took to the streets to strike. Yeah. And look what they got. A shootout.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's
Daniel Efferson over the Leafs. That's awesome.
Yep, I remember that when I was born.
Yeah, that was when you were born, yeah. I can't believe I knew it was over the Leafs, but that's awesome. Shout out knowledge. It was 4-on-4 before the shootout, and there were 5,729 ties before the shootout era.
Gosh.
Before the shootout era.
I just cannot imagine a game ending on a tie.
I could.
Well, when you've ever seen it.
European football all the time.
Okay, soccer.
Yeah, European football.
Of course, that's a different game.
It's the same kind of scoring system. You score a goal, you get a point.
Sure. Yeah. Same as basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess.
Football.
Well, basketball, whatever. You score a gazillion points in basketball. It's different.
No, you score a point. Score a basket, you get a point.
Yeah, 2 points.
So you should go a free throw, you get a point.
Yeah, but it's
game.
inflated.
Same game.
It's inflated compared to NHL. All right. That's all I got. Do you have any other things you want to talk about? Get off your chest this Saturday. This great Saturday evening.
I got
morning. What is it? Afternoon?
3.
You got 3? 3 p.m.
No, it's 3 p.m. That's what time it is.
Yeah, 3 p.m.
No, a little sleepy today, but it was a good podcast. Although we had no really trajectory for this one.
No.
So it was kind of just like whatever comes up on the top of our head, we're just going to talk about. So like
3 p.m. record time is way better than a 10 p.m. record time. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, probably.
Wrapping up at 3 is better than wrapping up at 12 a.m.
Sometimes 1.
1 a.m.
Yeah, sometimes it's brutal.
Yeah. It's not fun going home with a little bit of a shot voice. And
it is fun.
Yeah, it is
shocked voice.
Shot voice, yeah. Dude, my voice can't handle more than 2 hours of talking.
I know. You do a great job, though. You do a great job. Yeah. Get some lemon honey tea. I'll help you.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
All right.
Maybe I'll drink some water.
Oh, here's some news.
Got some news? Breaking news?
Breaking news as of last night.
Okay. What is it?
The Colorado Avalanche, first team to clinch a playoff.
Oh, right. Yes. Forgot about that.
And hit triple digits in standings.
That's awesome. I wonder how many points they'd have if it was a 3-2-1.
3-2-1.
How many regulations?
To know. They have 45 wins, but obviously we don't know how many of those are overtime.
You can find that on the standings, but cheers. I don't have anything else.
I found it. This was what I was looking for. I think this is it. RW. Got to stand for regulation wins.
Probably. It says at the bottom on the standing sheet, no?
Yeah, I got it right here. Yes. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted.
How many do they have?
Okay, no, don't look. I want you to get to guess. Number one team in the Western Conference in regulation wins.
They are the number one?
No, I'm getting you to guess.
I need to guess?
Yes.
I think the Stars are more ethical than the Avalanche. I'd go Stars have more regulation wins.
Okay, no. The Colorado Avalanche have 40, and the Stars have 33. 7 the difference between those teams.
What's just their wins then?
They have 45 wins. They've only won 5 in overtime.
How many does the Stars have?
They have 43. They've won 10 in overtime.
Oh, wow.
That's a good overtime team.
Yeah, I would have thought that would have been different.
Okay. First team in the East.
For regulation wins?
Yes.
Tampa?
Nope.
Is it Carolina?
Nope.
There's no way it's Buffalo.
It's the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, my God.
36 wins in regulation.
How many wins do they have?
43. So 7.
Wow,
7 wins in overtime.
Good for them. I wouldn't have thought that. I thought they'd be a pretty good OT team, but I guess they win before that. All right. Wow. That's very interesting. Yeah. Very interesting.
And I'll leave it at this.
Yeah.
If we were at regulation, if this went by only regulation wins, the Sens have the 3rd most in the Atlantic.
Wow. That gets you not a great playoff spot.
That gets us a playoff spot. That's all we need, all right? So
Sens, well, we'll see. Maybe they'll win in regulation tonight.
Hopefully get 3 points.
Yeah, get a 3 points. You're only like, what, 4 points out of the playoff spot?
No, we'd be 2.
2 points out of the playoff spot. Yeah. That would be pretty great, but...
yeah, we'll see. Okay, here's a good one. Who was last in the league?
Vancouver.
Yes.
You don't have to do that.
Okay, this is who's second last in the league. This is actually really interesting.
Second last for regulation wins.
This is very interesting.
Second last for regulation wins. The way you just said it's very
Oh my
interesting.
God.
It's the way you said it's very interesting. I have got to go. Okay, well, it's not the Flames.
This is insane.
It's not the Rangers.
I think it's just it's interesting. Okay.
Okay, here. Okay.
Can I give you a hint? How many times they've went to overtime this year or shootout?
It's Habs.
So the Habs. This team,
The Habs have been like 22 times in overtime
the
this year.
Habs are
20?
They have one sec. 25 wins in regulation. They've won 12 overtime games and they've lost 10. So they've been to 22 games.
Genius.
This team
So
that I'm
it's
talking
more.
to has been to overtime 26 times.
Vegas. Islanders.
Nope.
What?
26 times.
26 times in overtime. How many have they won, you said?
18. No.
They said they've
No.
lost-
No.
They've
Sorry.
lost 8.
They have 18 regulation wins. They've won 10 games in overtime.
How many have they lost, sorry?
If this is right, they've lost in a shootout overtime a league high 16 games.
It was the Golden Knights were leading that for the longest time.
The Golden Knights have 14 losses.
And it's
or
not.
wins.
You said it's not the Habs, not this. And this has got to be a good team too. Like are they close to a playoff spot?
I think they're fighting right now. I'll check for you.
It's not the Jackets.
No, they are fighting.
Okay, that's the West then.
Wait. Ooh, wait.
West or
wait,
East?
wait,
I can get
hold
this if it's West or East.
up. They are currently in a playoff spot.
In the West?
Yes.
Oh, this stuff. I don't have it right off the top of my head. So is it the Sharks?
It's not the Sharks.
So it's Utah,
It's not Utah.
Seattle,
It's not Seattle.
the Kings.
It is the Los Angeles
Wow.
Kings. Have been to overtime 26
Yeah,
times.
you know what? That checks out. That checks out.
26
That's
times.
insane, dude. I thought 22 was high. 26 is way higher.
They've won 10 games and they've lost 16 games.
Wow. Where are they? Third or second? Or are they playoffs? Or
They're wild card. They're last, very
Yeah,
last.
like that's a
wild card.
definition of a mediocre team right there too. Like their roster's mediocre. They just got Panarin, but they lost Kempe, or they lost Fiala. Like it's a mediocre roster, not a great goalie.
They have 2 games in hand too on Utah, who's above them by 6 points, so they can't catch up with those 2 wins.
Well,
but still,
if it was regulation wins, they'd be right there.
they'd be last.
No, they'd win. They are
second last.
Screw it. That was a bad
They
point.
have less regulation wins than the Chicago Blackhawks.
Wow.
But they're in a wild card spot.
Yeah.
They have less regulation wins than the Calgary Flames. The Calgary
Yeah,
Flames
I did see
have
that.
more regulation wins than the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah. Did you know the Calgary Flames would be first in the Pacific if they had the same amount of points as last year? Like the Flames had 96
Okay.
points last year.
Yeah.
No team is on the Knights, who are first in the Pacific, are on pace for like 93,
Yeah.
and the Flames had 96 last year. It's a fun fact.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. Pretty silly to think about, but
All right, that's all I got. Unless you have one last thing.
no,
Just
that's
wrap her
good.
up.
That's good. I just thought regulation wins would be a good wrap up from our conversation about the 3-2-1 system. So, yeah, interesting time. See if any of these rules are implemented in the PWHL, because that's always changing, and the league is still young enough where you could have a change like that, and it wouldn't change a crazy amount. So. Well, that does it for today's episode of the True North Ice Podcast. Remember, you can find us on all your favorite social media platforms, including Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we're still uploading daily short form videos of your favorite clips from around the podcast. Yesterday, I uploaded a heart video. Who's going to win the heart? Go check that out. It's up there on all social media.
And there's it just came out 17
today,
minutes
yeah.
ago. What did I post? I don't remember. Oh, it was
It's,
who's going to
Billie
win the
Jean King.
defender?
Oh,
Defender of the year.
Defender of the Year?
Yep.
Did we post a Billie Jean King
Not
clip
yet.
yet? All right, coming soon.
It was hard to do that one.
Coming
I
soon.
was gonna do it, but it was hard because we kind of it's gonna take a while to do because we named them, but we talked about because I did the defender. I did a defender. You did a goalie. We talked about them earlier, so it's hard to like
Yes.
put out some analysis on them. You have to
True.
go back, but one of us will do it.
Well, yeah, one of us will
We'll get
take
there.
on that task. Kale, final question from you today is who is going to win March Madness?
Oh, well, my team, Miami, Ohio, did not win the other day. You know, I liked your pick that you said Arizona because you know I'm a big Bronny James fan out there, and you know his brother on Arizona not playing. He announced he's not playing so he can prep for the NBA draft. He's got an average of 0 points in his college career.
Yeah.
And I think Arizona's going to go all the way. He's a good cheerleader.
Yeah. Well, I also have them. Unfortunately, my team's didn't make it this year. Drake University.
Drake.
I always deal for Drake, just because I like their name. So they didn't make it this year, unfortunately. But maybe next year, you know.
It's tough.
So I got Arizona going all the way. I have them beating, I think, Duke. Just because Duke's a powerhouse.
Yeah, I don't really care about college ball, so.
No, it's fun though. It's a fun time of the year.
fun to watch.
It's a great tournament. It's a great tournament.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, remember, you can follow us on all your favorite podcast platforms as well as we're still uploading periodically. I believe still 2 times a week. Yeah.
Yep.
Still 2 times a week. Cal, where can they find us?
Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, YouTube Music, Good Pods, Castro, and many more.
Many more. iHeartRadio.
I've said it.
I know, but I just wanted to say it. I just like saying it. iHeartRadio, it's our favorite platform. I listen to iHeartRadio every so often, actually. That's where I listen
to actual radio.
TSN 1200 when I watch into the Sens games. If I'm out and about and need to
listen on iHeartRadio.
Yeah,
it's not on
just
Spotify.
Because, well, it's not like live.
Spotify doesn't have radio on there.
No.
Oh, Apple Music has radio on there.
Yeah, because they need something to stand out from the crowd because it's so bad.
It's Apple Music.
It's bad. Apple Music, but they have live radio. Get a grip, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you very soon. We don't know what we're going to do next, but it's going to be something entertaining. So you're going to want to be there. For Jacob Young and Caleb Stanner. Goodbye.
Cheers.